waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Grace here today. Welcome back to the channel. I have little Miss Briella here, but she fell asleep while we were filming. Today is a very special day. It is our first collab with another teen mom. Her name is Kenzie, and their channel is the Jones Fam. So if you guys want to check out part 1 of this video, then you guys need to go head to her channel before you watch my video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. The first topic for my channel is co-sleeping. I wanted this topic on my channel because we do co-sleep with Briella. I know people are like, it's so dangerous, but if you practice it safely, it's really not dangerous at all. We do have a DACA cot for her. Let me just point out, we have a king size bed, so it's very big. She sleeps on one end and we're way far, like we're not right up on her, against her, anything like that. So I do think that co-sleeping is okay. I think that it's a great way to bond with your baby. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Hi guys, my name is Kinsey and my family on YouTube is the Jones Fam. I am going to be talking about some controversial stuff, and the first topic on Grace's channel is co-sleeping. So with co-sleeping, for me, I do co-sleeping and I also let her sleep on her own. It's just how she feels at the time. So I believe in co-sleeping, and I also believe in letting your baby sleep on its own. So that's just how I feel about those things. I don't think that co-sleeping is bad, and I also don't think letting your baby sleep on its own is bad. Either one is good for your baby. As long as your baby wakes up and is breathing in the morning, then kudos to you.
Attachment parenting is the next topic. I didn't even know this one was a thing, but I do this 100%. I think that a newborn, you need to create a bond with your newborn, and I think that if she does this 24/7. We will put her down, she'll be asleep, she'll realize that we're not holding her, and she'll cry. Now, when this happens, of course I'm gonna give her all the snuggles that she wants. At nighttime, we don't do that. We don't just, if she's not hungry or we feed and change her and we put her back to bed and we want her to go to bed because we need to go to bed. Like me, I have to wake up for work in the mornings. So we use white noise, which, lifesaver if you don't use that and you have a fussy newborn, or not even a fussy newborn, just a newborn that wants to be on your side the whole day or on your chest all the time, and you just have to sleep or eat or something. Just lay them down, put some white noise on your phone, and turn that shite up. Just let it do its magic, because it works. I think that with a newborn, they're learning you. They don't know really what's going on, and if they want to be snuggled by their mom or dad, why wouldn't you want to snuggle your child?
To be talking about is attachment parenting. Now, attachment parenting is something that I don't think is necessarily wrong. My sister actually did this with her first baby, and he is very attached to her. I think it's really cute and it's really, really sweet. There are some ups and there are some downs. Like if she walks out of the room, then he does kind of freak out a little bit, and you know, it gives him a heartache because he wants his mom. And Harper's kind of the same way because I am with her 24/7 and she's attached to me. I think that's okay, and if you want to do like other parenting styles, then that's fine too. Whatever works for you as a parent, do it, and don't let anybody tell you you're doing something wrong.
When to switch to solid food, I think that you can start giving babies food at around 4 months, and my plan personally is to start with rice cereal because I know that's something that's very common that people do, and it's easy for the babies to start to learn how to eat. So, about starting with like actual solid food, like little pieces of like dinner, like peas or carrots or something softly, like, you know, I don't know, steamed, that's the word I'm thinking of. If I had to guess, I haven't really done much research, just on, the only thing I've researched, because she's so young, I have a while, is the rice cereal, but I would think around 6 months would be an okay time to give them like steamed vegetables, baby food, you know, maybe some puffs.
So the next topic is solid food. So with solid food, a lot of parents like to start giving their baby solid food around like, I think like a year, I think. Maybe it's 8 months, I don't know. But for me, I might not even start giving Harper regular food until like liquidy food until she's like a year old. Either way, I will be giving her some solid foods at some point, and I am just nervous about that. But I don't think it's wrong to give your baby solid food, and whenever your baby's ready to eat solid food, then give your baby some solid food. Let them try what they want to try and do your own parenting style.
Okay, pacifiers. I have a pretty strong opinion on passies, which is what we call them, binkies, passies, whatever you want to call them. For her, when we first got home, she used the passy quite a bit. Now, already, she doesn't really want it, and if she doesn't want it, I'm not giving it to her. She really likes, like, chest-to-chest, tummy time type feels. She likes to feel that she's on us. When I say us, obviously I'm talking about me and Tavion. But yeah, she just likes to feel skin to skin, and that normally makes her stop. And if I don't need to give her a passy, I'm not going to, because passy attachment is an issue. So my plan for her is, if she does use passies, they're gonna be gone before she's 1 year old. As soon as she starts to get teeth, the passy's gone. We're definitely going to ease out of it. If she gets attached to the passy, our plan would be to limit her, starting with only having it only in the car, or if she's like fussy and we're out, and at nighttime. That's what we would do. And this would be when she was like under a year. I want the passy gone by 1 year, because I don't want her teeth to come in crooked or anything like that.
Next one that we're going to be talking about is pacifiers. Now let me tell you something about Harper. Harper has loved her pacifier ever since she was born. She loves this pink little pacifier, and that's her little buddy. Now, does she still take it as much as she did when she was born? No. Is she still attached as much? No. But there is a part of her that still gives her a little bit of comfort when she's not breastfeeding and she needs something to, you know, suck on and feel more comforted like she is breastfeeding. And so I do give Harper pacifiers. I probably won't always give her pacifiers. She probably won't have a pacifier when she's 6 months. She probably won't have a pacifier when she's 7 months. The only reason why I say that is because dentists say that it can affect the bite and it can push the teeth forward. And I don't want it to affect her bite, and I don't want her to be affected by a choice that I made as a parent, and it being quote unquote a wrong choice. I don't think it's a wrong choice, but I don't want to affect her negatively in the future. So pacifiers are however you feel, you know?
Baby sign language is one that I definitely plan on doing. Baby sign language is something that I think is really, really essential. I think that it helps the baby learn to communicate with you and tell you what she wants, or he. I think it's a really good tool, and I'm definitely going to be using it with her.
The next one is baby sign language. I absolutely love this idea of baby sign language. What better way to not only teach your baby something, but getting them to interact with you, and also being able to understand your baby in a way that a lot of parents can't. Baby sign language just opens up all of these wide varieties and doors for you and your baby. So I think this is an awesome opportunity.
Extended breastfeeding. So I don't breastfeed. If you watched Kenzie's video, you know that, and I explained a little bit more about that. Extended breastfeeding, which would be breastfeeding after 1 year old. I mean, if you and the baby are both enjoying it, and I mean, why not? I don't think that you should be breastfeeding like a 5 or 6 year old, because that's a little, I mean, I don't want to say, like, it's not wrong, but, like, it's a little bit awkward, I would say, especially if you have a boy, because that's when they know things, they're not stupid. That's when they start to learn what things are. Like, they know what girls are and they know what boys are, and I wouldn't want them going around telling people that. I don't know. I hate talking about controversial things because I feel like people are gonna come at me, but I mean, I think it's okay. I think that you should stop definitely before 5 years old. I know I've heard of people crazy, like, breastfeeding way too long, in my opinion. I think that if you're gonna breastfeed past a year, I think you should probably try to stop before they're 3 years old.
Milk is endless. It can take away rashes, it can heal cuts, it can heal their body from the inside. If I'm sick, she won't get sick because my body is making all of that antibodies in order for her not to get sick. So for her to have that for even longer than over a year old is awesome. I'm not saying I'll be doing it when she's 4 years old, but maybe even like pumping and keeping it going till she's 2 or 3 is probably something that I might do, and just give it to her in a sippy cup or something. It also gives them sense of security and all of these different things that it still helps with. So I'm not against it, and I think it's awesome that some parents do. If they can handle it, then like go for it.
Ear piercing. Okay, this one, I think that ear piercing is totally okay. It's not like you're going and getting your baby's like tongue pierced or some crazy absurd thing. I think that an ear piercing is perfectly okay, because if you take it out, it will close. If they decide they don't want them, they can take them out. It's not going to be this crazy big mark or hole in their body. It's not like you gave them gauges and they're taking them out and having big holes in their ears. It's literally going to be a little dot, just like that. And my ears are currently pierced. I used to have my second hole pierced and it closed. So that's what they're going to have if they decide that they want to take it out. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. If you want to get your baby's ears pierced and someone is telling you, oh, well, you should let them choose, I say forget them. Pierce your baby's ears. If they don't want it when they're old enough to decide, they can take them out.
The next thing that I wanted to talk about is ear piercings. Harper is almost 5 months old and she does not have ear piercings. A lot of babies either get them from 4 months to 6 months, or a lot of parents wait till they're 1 year old. The benefits of getting your baby's ears pierced when they are a baby is that they probably won't remember the pain or the trauma that they had while getting it. It's almost kind of like a split-second thing. But when you wait till they're older and you tell them they're going to be getting an owie in their ear or something painful is going to happen, that shock factor is happening, and they're going to be antsy and they're going to be scared, and they can jerk and they can move, and it's just crazy. I know a lot of parents have that, like, well, it hurts your baby or it can traumatize your baby. Again, it's to each their own, and if you want to pierce your baby's ears, pierce your baby's ears. If you want to wait till they're older, wait till they're older. For me, I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't decided yet. I've told Mikey that we could wait till she's 15, or we could do it when she's 6 months. I don't know. It's only time will tell.
Spanking. Me personally, I will not be spanking. I'm not saying I don't believe in spanking. If your child is bad as can be and they only respond to spanking and that's the only thing that works for you, then go ahead. For me, I don't want her to even get to the point where she's bad enough for spanking. I think that a timeout chair is perfectly fine. I don't think that spankings are necessary at all, unless that's the only thing that your child responds to. I think that it should be a last resort, but let's be honest, some kids just need an ASS whooping.
Now, another one is spanking your kids. For me, when I was a kid, spanking was a way to discipline in a positive direction. And I say positive because when you spank your kid, it instantly gets them thinking like, oh my God, I really did do something wrong. When you bring up the belt and say, I'm gonna pull the belt, or you gotta go pick your switch. If you don't know what picking your switch is, it means go pick your stick. You're gonna get a butt whooping. But when your parents are like, I'm gonna get the belt, your mind is racing and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And you don't want to do that thing again. It puts fear in your kids. And I know that fear word sounds sad or like cringy to a lot of parents, but think back when you were a kid and think back now at the kids now. Kids now aren't listening to their parents as much because the discipline is going downhill. Talking to your kid and just telling them everything's gonna be okay, or not really putting the fear of the parent in your kid, isn't seeming to work as well as parents think it is. So for me, I probably will be spanking Harper, and that might be alarming to a lot of people, and it might scare a lot of people, and you might say I'm a bad parent for that, but to me, it worked for me. And if Harper needs that instant whoop in the butt, I'm gonna give her that instant whoop in the butt.
Okay, so this topic I've kind of been waiting to talk about. This one is public school versus private school versus homeschooling. And I know Kenzie and I both want to homeschool. Now, I'm going to give you the reasons why I don't want her to go to public school and why I don't want her to go to private school. They're pretty much the same reasons. Now, let me just start by, shit's crazy. Teachers are crazy. I just look at like some of the things on the news and it blows my freaking mind. Teachers are mistreating students, they're hitting them, they're like talking crap to them. They're saying things that they shouldn't say in front of a child. They're making fun of special ed students, which, like, I don't even want the chance of that to happen to her, because I would go in there pretty pissed, and you don't want me to go in there pretty pissed. I don't think that that's okay at all. I would rather just homeschool her or hire a teacher to homeschool her if I can avoid the problem. Let's get on to when they hit high school. The reason that I wouldn't do private school is because I've seen a lot of private school kids worse than public school kids. I am someone who's never ever been to a party. I'm not gonna say I haven't tried like alcohol or anything, because that's unrealistic. I've never met any teenager who's never even tried alcohol, like even a sip. Now, I'm someone who tried it, and I absolutely hated it. I didn't want it. It was disgusting. I don't know why people do it. I spit it out, and I thought it was gross. I mean, I've drank a couple times, but, like, I still think that it tastes gross, and, like, it's not worth it. Like, it just tastes disgusting. It tastes like crap. And a lot of private school kids doing, like, cocaine or something, like, crazy ecstasy, like, perks, like, they're doing crazy crap. Yes, there's public school kids that do the same thing, but I've seen more private school kids do it, and it's because they're rebelling against their parents, most likely, because that's what, let me just say, this isn't all private school kids. Some private school kids come out exactly picture perfect, like you would think a private school kid would be. That's definitely an assumption about them, but in my case, most of the private school kids that I've ever seen or heard of or met are worse than public school kids. They're doing rebellious things because the majority of the time their parents have money, and they're, you know, just given this money, and they're going and spending it on whatever they want. They're doing whatever they want because majority of the time their parents are going to back them up and cover their ass. So that's just my opinion.
The topic that we're going to be talking about is homeschooling versus public schooling versus private school. Homeschool, public, private. So if you want, they have extracurricular activities for you to go to, and you can have friends and talk to them, but the downside is that you have this net hanging over you as a parent that your kid might not come home because there was a school shooting, or your kid is going to be bullied by whoever, or she could walk around school with period blood and be called period blood girl. So there's the bad about public. Now, bad about homeschooling. You don't make a lot of friends. You become a homebody. You become stuck in this like little area of just you and whoever else is around, and you don't really get to socialize a lot. So there's that one. Unless you're in extra activities outside of home, then you're not really getting a lot of social life going on and a lot of social experience added to your life. The next one is private school, and private school is really awesome. They teach you a higher level of education. A lot of the time, private schools are uniform based, where you just wake up, put on your uniform, and you go to school. You don't have to think about what you're going to wear. You don't have to think about, are you going to look cute for this guy? You don't have to think about any of those things. Everybody's wearing the same exact thing. You just focus on your schoolwork. You focus on making friends, having a good time. You're not focused on who's wearing Prada, who's wearing Michael Kors. Oh my God, she bought her shirt from Walmart. Why isn't she wearing pink? Where did her Uggs come from? You're not thinking about those things. You're only focused on what school is trying to make you focus on, which is awesome. And I love that about private schools. The next thing that I like about private schools is the education in it. Most private schools do end up having kids go to higher level schools in the end, because they're just pushing and driving and drilling those kids most of the time. Another thing that I think is negative about private schools is a lot of private school kids have this mentality that they're either rich or they're living this great life, and when they're outside of school, they're living it up because they're so locked down in that school. So they want to live it up and get that living it up experience out of them. So that is a negative on private schools. So whatever school you think is best for your child, you do. They all have positives and they all have negatives. So you weigh your pros and cons and you figure out what you want to do for your kid. For me, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm either going to put Harper in a private school or she'll be homeschooled. So that is what me and Mikey are talking about right now, and yeah, so there's that.
Okay. My next topic is gender neutrality. Did I say that right? Neutrality, whatever. For me, I would never go as far to not calling my daughter a she or her. I'm definitely going to raise her as a girl because that's what she is. She's a girl. I'm not against people who don't use, like, the pronouns, I guess. I mean, to me, it's a little, like, foreign, kind of weird, but I couldn't call my daughter a them or a, I don't even know, a they. I just think that that's really weird. Now, if she got older and she decided on her own something, I would still think it's weird, not gonna lie. But if it's something that she's very confident in and she's not letting up on it, I would definitely support her in whatever she chooses. And that's just kind of where I stand with that.
Gender neutral things. For me, I do have Harper's closet gender neutral in some ways. A lot of ways her room is very girly. Her clothes do tend to get really girly. She has really girly blankets, she has really girly rugs, everything's pink, pink, pink. Even the books she has are pretty girly. And I know a lot of parents are saying, well, you shouldn't push your kid to one direction. Well, she was born a girl. In my eyes, she's a girl. And unless she tells me she's something else, to me, she's a girl. So until she tells me she's something else, or I have to live in a different reality, I'm going to live in the reality that I was put in, and what I was put in is that I had a girl. So for me, I think gender neutral stuff is awesome. I think it's great, but I also think being a mom and being excited about who your kid is, which me is a girl, is awesome too. So whatever works for your family, do that.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of Kenzie and I talking about controversial parenting topics. Don't get too offended, take anything to heart. This is just our opinions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.